Hey everybody, Steve Fretzin here, and welcome to Be That Lawyer. This is the show that helps you to be that lawyer, confident, organized, and a skilled rainmaker. We are here twice a week, coming up on, I don't know, 570 shows in just under 6 years. So we're at a pretty good clip, and we're very excited about that. We are aligned with not only Above the Law, but also Attorney at Work. So you're going to want to check us out and the content that we create for those two publications. As well as what we're doing here on YouTube. So happy to be here and happy to have my amazing guest, Wes. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, doing well, Steve. Thanks so much for having me.
You're up in Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
That's right. That's right. Central Wisconsin.
That's where they make the jeans with the suspenders, right?
I mean, they used to. They used to. That's
Oshkosh,
yep.
Magosh, whatever. That was like
Yep.
a big baby thing for a while.
For sure. For sure. Yep. It's been sold off and out of here, but yeah, that's the name still
You're like, hey,
sticks.
there's got to be something better that we're known for. Is it University of Wisconsin, Oshkosh? Is it? Do you guys have a great air show too? Is that up by
We
you?
have the largest air show in the world.
There
Yeah,
we
that's
go.
that's the one. Yep.
I knew we'd
Yep.
find it. I've never gone to it, but I've always kind of wanted to. And I see sometimes, when I'm in Fond du Lac with my in-laws, like I'll see, planes go by or something like, oh, we should probably do that. But anyway, we don't. But we maybe that'll be on my bucket list.
Yeah. I mean, admittedly, I'm in town and I don't go every year,
Oh, there
sadly,
you go. All right. Well, there you have it.
but we see the planes fly over. We're right here.
Okay.
Yep.
That's like we have the Chicago Air Show, and I think I've gone to it once or twice ever. But yeah, occasionally
I
see.
know.
I live right off the lake, so I kind of see sometimes. All right, let's jump in. Enough about planes and Wisconsin. We're going to get into the goods today. We've got an Albert Einstein quote here for our quote of the show. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. I love that. And does that go along maybe with the quote of like doing the same thing over and over, or expecting a different result? I mean, this is kind of a different play on that. But welcome to the show, Wes, and tell us why you love that quote.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I would say I think, there's so many reasons for that. I mean, I've had a lot of change in my life. I think you see change in every aspect. I know we're getting into AI, but it's obviously kind of going there with what I was thinking with this quote. You can keep doing the same products, the same things over and over, and that doesn't mean something that worked for you so well in the past isn't going to necessarily keep working for you. You have to adapt in life and change and keep up with the times, and it's just so important in our industry and just life in general. So,
Yeah.
yeah, going to Einstein, you can't go wrong with that quote, right?
I mean, I think everyone in their law practice, everyone in a business needs to really take stock of what just happened in 2025. What went well, what didn't go well, where did the business come from, and what do you need to change moving into 2026? So I can tell you for me, doubling down on this podcast and really investing more in it, investing in a second podcast, Future Rainmakers, and setting up a Be That Lawyer community that's happening probably end of Q1, Q2, to just provide a community for people who are hungry and ambitious. I don't think I can stay the same and be happy. I think I've got to continue to progress and expand and grow. What are some things you're doing in 2026 and changes you're making?
Yeah, I mean, from the business side, obviously, it's all about adapting AI and adapting to the new world, right? So
Yeah.
we're there's so much with our platform that we're in flux with current clients and changing for our product set that we're gonna be selling, into 2026. Not only AI tools, but just making sure that the platform is set up for, that change. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily enrolling in new tools and selling new things, but making sure that it's going to work with the new age of search and
Yeah.
everything that goes along with it.
And I have a deep suspicion that we're going to be going into that in a lot more detail in a few minutes. But let's take a step back before we go forward. And that is introducing you. Wes Lungwitz is the co-founder of Civille. And tell us a little bit about how you came to be and not only getting into web, but also getting into legal. That's always an interesting story you're not a lawyer though, right?
I'm not, no.
Yeah.
So my original background in the digital space was in automotive, actually. We were early on in a company that did websites, digital marketing for car dealerships. So we
Hmm.
were heavy into the automotive space. We're one of the initial, kind of first ones to really do SEO, content marketing, all those things for car dealerships. So learned a lot, very fast paced, very, cutthroat space where things have to happen fast in automotive and digital directors are kind of always on the block for making sure that they're pushing and selling cars, and
Yeah.
it's a incredibly competitive space. We got heavily involved with the OEMs and direct contracts with them, and it was a really big deal. So while that was happening, I actually have a good friend and my brother-in-law, some other contacts that are all in the legal space. So I was kind of learning, talking to them through time. You know, my good friend that's a managing partner and now majority partner at a large firm in Milwaukee was looking for some help, and I just kind of went through, audited, kind of learned the space through him and some other people, and it became very clear that the legal industry was a little behind where automotive was. We had a lot of tech, a lot of forward thinking, and that was not always the way legal was. There was a lot of classical thinking when it came to their marketing. So we thought, wow, I can probably help him out. So I was doing consultation, basically doing consulting for him and a few other firms. At that same time, the automotive company went through a few private equity situations where it became time to exit for us as well. And we decided to take that core group and jump into legal. So 4 years ago, that's what we did with Civille. Obviously, we felt like we had done our homework. We could bring a lot of value to the space, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's been growing fast. We're pumped about it.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, it's just nice when, when you fall into something and realize there's a great synergy. I mean, and people have heard this story, but I never thought in a million years I would work with lawyers, and got pulled into it, the recession of 2008 and 9, and the connection of lawyers not learning anything about business development combined with my sales-free methodologies really aligned, and it allowed me within, I think, just under 2 years to recognize that I should push all my chips in and specialize. And it's been a fantastic, marriage ever since. I never thought about looking back. I never thought, oh, maybe I'll take on a CPA firm, or I'll go back and work with this or that and the other. No, I'm so happy, like a pig in what, working with lawyers. It's just every day is fun. So let's get into this. I mean, we have search engine optimization, and I'd love for you to kind of break down the different parts of what constructs and makes a successful website, maybe what did, and then maybe what does now, and that'll be a good segue into really taking a deeper dive into AI. But give us kind of for people who don't know, maybe they're lawyers at their law firms and they don't have to deal with web at all. Like, give us a breakdown of like what constructs a great website and that's going to be successful for a business.
Yeah, I mean, right now we kind of start with, what do the search engines value? A lot of that is the speed, how fast it loads, the markup, all the internal structure, basically. So we really run all of ours through Google PageSpeed Insights first, and say that's essentially Google's report card, and they own the entire space, right? Are they recommending your firm, on their scorecard? It's just pagespeed.web.dev, open source tool for everyone to use. And that's kind of the foundation of what we do, is making sure that we're all tied up on that, and everything that goes into that is within the platform. So it needs to load really quickly. Your H tags, your schema markup, all your internal structure. There's a ton that goes into it. Obviously, your content development, personalizing it to you, design, all of that has always been important, for any website, and marketing strategy. That's foundational, with the website being the foundational
Yeah.
piece. And now just with AI, there's a lot of just different things that you can do, and it's really just making a better website when we're really being honest about it. Just doing a lot of the things that you probably could have done, and there are some other tricks that you need to kind of implement on the schema and the technical side as well.
Yeah. But in the past, it's been search engine optimization, which is the art of putting content on a website that can get found by Google, right? And then the other side of it is, if you don't want to invest the time and energy in that, or in addition to that, having pay per click, where you could just get found and get to the top of Google or first, second page to be found, and you're just paying per click and paying for eyeballs to basically come to you. And then obviously you have with either, you need to have conversion on your website, the ability to get people into the website and then take them down a path or a journey to click a button that says let's meet or let's talk, and that's where the business is conducted. So am I missing anything, or is that kind of the gist of the basics of what has been up till now?
Yeah. I mean, that's the basics. Certainly,
Okay.
we don't have to get into developer code, but absolutely.
Yeah, please don't. My head will explode. So all right, now we add in this new thing called AI And I think also AEO, which is answer engine optimization, which I don't think most people know about. So can you kind of explain that before we get into the weeds more deeply?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is so with search, before it was when people are trying to do the research on a law firm, right? It's finding the top ones that show up in search, doing your research, looking at all their information, maybe some other sources that you're seeing who are the best law firms, looking at reviews, all of that. AI is essentially putting that all in one spot for you now, where you're saying, who is the best lawyer near me? I just had a slip, I just had a slip and fall accident at a business. Who can help me? Where's a lawyer that's good at this? Just asking all these conversational questions is putting that information right up top for you in AI overviews, or if you're using the large language models, ChatGPT, and the others, obviously. So it's really just taking all that information that you might have found from different sources and putting it in one spot, and you basically want to be recommended in that spot.
Yeah. So like I've stopped doing so many Google searches, and so now I'm going into AI and I'm saying, look, I just had a problem. This is what happened, and who should I talk to about it? Right. Or I'm looking to remodel my bathroom, and I'm looking for the best people to talk to in my local area, this town and that town. And then it's giving you those specific recommendations. And that's different than if I do a Google search and the people that will be found are doing something different on their website than what had traditionally been done.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it does transfer over. So
Okay.
if a lot of the sites that were ranking previously, they're going to be a lot of the ones that you find in
Okay.
those AI overviews, but not always. This is kind of an opportunity, like with
Like
anything with
someone can
AI.
skip the line, if you will.
Exactly. AI has provided this entire age of opportunity, and now folks that have always been like, well, I feel like I'm getting outbidded and Google doesn't recognize me, and we're on the third page. You can do a lot with your content and formulating it for AI to find you and your
Hmm.
results and really get into that space. And that's where we're doing a lot of help for some of the smaller firms that can now, punch up in their weight class a little bit.
Okay. So then how do law firms, individual lawyers, get ahead? Obviously, one thing is to hire an expert like you and work with you to get it done. And, always recommended for lawyers or anybody when it's something you don't know well, to bring someone in that does, right? Because then you're not going to make all the mistakes. But if you had to give, kind of a do-it-yourself starting point, what would you say to, like, let's say an individual solo in a small town or in a small city or whatever that's trying to leverage this and get ahead and skip that line? What are some things they could do?
Yeah, I mean, it's really the entire structure. So with the homepage, you just want to be more authoritative. So the H structure, that's always mattered. The H1, H2, H3, making those more conversational, is a big deal. Scenario-based answers, and then adding things like the social proof. So this is a really big one. So your reviews, make sure those are on your site and they can actually be crawled. So you want the schema markup to be correct. Any wins that you have, you want those on awards, frequently asked questions, your attorneys, their background, how they help these different areas and how they help these specific cases. So that social proof that can be crawled through the schema markup that you put on FAQ schema, how-to schema, local business, Q&A blocks, all of that can be crawled and show up in there. That's something that you can do on your homepage, and then it's really building out from there. The practice area pages, same thing. So specific car accident attorney, have that proper schema, have reviews that are talking specifically how you've helped people in car accidents, have some of your wins, talk about the attorneys that work in that specific practice. So it's not just the homepage, but building out very deep pages within your practice area pages. Your about page should be all about you, what makes you different. Just a lot of contextual elements that you can add to the site from a content perspective.
Hmm.
The deeper you can go, the better chance that you have to show
Okay.
up.
Really, really good. Are you ever curious what's really holding you back in business development? Sometimes it's hard to see the label from the inside of the bottle. I'm Steve Fretzin, and I can help you grow your book of business. Get a 30-minute free consultation with me. We'll identify gaps, identify your potential, and let's take it to the next level so you can be that lawyer. Click the link below for a free consultation. So then we've got, people who have invested a lot of time and energy in SEO and money, are there things that they need to do to go back in and tweak what they've already done, or is it like too late? You got to start from scratch and add new stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting question. It's a case by case basis. So we would always run an audit first to kind of see like what does the back end of the website look like? Is this something that adding content to it will help and adding
Hmm.
the schema will help, or is there already things that are kind of blockers within the structure?
Yeah.
And one of the easiest ones again is that page speed tool. If you're very low and it's saying a bunch of code breaks and loading issues and all of that, you have to fix that first. That's why we always say that's the foundation.
Yeah.
If you can have that foundation tied up, then you can do the other things. So the schema markup on the different how-to and local and Q&A that I mentioned is a big deal.
Yeah.
And you can actually make sure that your site is found by OpenAI and ChatGPT. There are elements that you can put on the site basically to show those tools specifically where to look on your site and what to crawl that can help get you found, which a lot of people are not doing.
Yeah. If you're currently spending money with a marketing agency, they haven't had this conversation with you. It's business as usual. Should you, as an attorney, as a law firm, be concerned?
Yeah, I would say yes. I mean that's something that we made that a big push with our team and our account managers right now. Like, here's the changes that we're doing, um, and that's okay. Like, it doesn't have to be, oh, wasn't I? Shouldn't I always have had this? Like I said, we're evolving. Like we kind of started with the changing. We understand that this new scheme has been released. Now we can show OpenAI and ChatGPT that you're relevant for these things by putting this code on the site. So we're very upfront with them. Here's the changes that we're making to your site proactively for you because we know this is important. On reporting, it's also like organic search is going down right now, right? Traditional organic because of these different ways that people are finding and then calling in, and there's a lot of data that we can't account for right now. So we're showing people here's what we should be looking for now. Here's the proactive measures that were taking place. So if somebody hasn't had that conversation, I'd be concerned. And if you call your account rep and they're not even familiar with all of this, that's another big red
Yeah. I
flag.
mean, that could be maybe the biggest takeaway from this conversation so far, because I think there are a lot of people in your space, Wes, who are collecting $1,000 to $10,000 a month to manage the website and the SEO and whatever for the law firm, and they're not proactive. They're not reaching out. They are just like taking it in, and unless you request something, they're not doing it. And it really bothers me because that's a lot of money people are investing, and to not have someone be proactive to see you be successful, I think that impacts their success. I don't get it, but I also get like that they're just they're just thrilled that they're collecting the money, but they're not really helping their clients the right way right now.
That was one of the toughest spots on entering the legal space. Was there's been a lot of firms that have been burned by SEO
Yeah. Oh
companies, and
yeah.
they're very hesitant to go
Guilt,
forward with.
non-lawyer, but guilty as charged, my friend.
Yeah.
Just pay them the money. They're going to make it happen, and it does not happen.
Yeah, so it's been really, building that trust, obviously, with our brand and going the extra mile. Like we're very service based and just trusting that these are the things that we're doing. I can probably look at your contract and see that somebody's just kind of letting it go, right? They're paying
Yeah.
for SEO, but it's unclear what that actually is.
Right, right. Okay. So people should really think about getting proactive now, because we are at the beginning of this long journey, hopefully long journey, that AI is going to be a huge impact. And I would love to see a day, and this is just me pie in the sky, but like, that it finds me the perfect fit for me, not only maybe personality, but as far as expertise, as far as like what I'm saying I want and what it connects me with isn't just a vendor, right? That is in my area, but someone that, because it knows me, can really put me together with the right person that's gonna, take care of my needs in a way that maybe the general group wouldn't. So I don't know. How do you see the future of AI? Maybe even beyond websites. I'm just curious your take on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of what you're saying is kind of what we're thinking. I mean, it's hard to jump too far ahead and know exactly where it's going to go because it's going so fast.
Well, have you seen the
It's
Terminator movies?
we've all been warned.
Uh,
No, it's that's absolutely it though. Having your devices kind of figure everything out kind of proactively for you, and understanding even, something did happen to you or,
yeah.
God forbid you're in an accident or something like that, and it quickly finds the solution for you and is ready to call.
Yeah. I to take my idea even further, like I would love to see, I want to take my wife to Italy again. And these are the places I want to go. These are the things that, like, in what are the, based on knowing me, what are the food tours? What are the things that we enjoy and how we like to spend our vacation? And then plot it all out, set up my airfare, set up the hotels, everything. And I just click done and it just does it and it's done. Like that to me, I'm saying replace travel agents, but like to me, that would be like, I mean, wow, what a huge step forward in helping people really enjoy things instead of the punishing, painful process of doing a trip. And obviously that can be, you can extend that to, any industry and any kind of concept of what you want to do. If you're a rainmaker and you're feeling like you're on an island, you don't have anyone to share your ideas with, solve problems with, you're going to want to check out my Rainmaker Roundtables. Click the link below and learn more.
Yeah, I mean, I've already been a winner at home a few times. We've taken some good trips where AI has helped me with that whole itinerary.
Yeah. I mean, right now I'm still doing the Google and looking at the maps and where are we staying in the restaurant. Like I just did this for our trip to the Florida Keys. And, it's just time intensive, but I still have to figure it out myself and look at social proof online. And anyway, so, all right, let's go back and just give one or two more tips for lawyers who have websites and have agencies, and what one or two things that they should be asking or talking to their agency about. Again, if they're willing to do this, to start making some changes to get better equipped for 2026.
Yeah, I would think so. I know I've said this a few times. I think the schema
And define
markup.
schema because not everybody knows that word.
Yeah, it's basically,
Like the language and code.
yeah, contextual evidence on the site that shows the search engines, exactly where to look. So
Okay.
like FAQ schema, it's going to point them when they crawl the site. Somebody asks a question because you have that question on your site and you have that FAQ schema, it can find that directly and then hopefully have that in the AI overview, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
if you ask your provider, first of all, what is the schema markup? What is your schema structure look like for your websites? And they say, what? That's gonna be a problem, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if that answer from an account rep level would come. So that's a problem, right? If that person that's driving your strategy doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Simple things. Again, test your site on Google PageSpeed Insights. It's not only the speed score, but it grades you for SEO and there's four grades on there, the SEO and the ADA and a few other things that you should be in the green on all of those. Those are important. I
Okay.
mean, whether I know there's other large language models over there. Google AI Overview is still far and away the one that's being used the most. They own the playing field still. That's really important to make sure that you're hitting those scores on that tool.
Yeah. How about more granularly, Google My Business and some of the stuff that is not so much website focused, but more individual law firm or lawyer focused?
Yeah, Google My Business. So we do Google Business Profile is, the official name now. We do a ton of that. That's typically what website SEO, content development, and Google Business Profile goes right along with that in the
Yeah.
packaging because it's kind of like that's if the website is 1A, that's 1B for your strategy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a ton of things. You can get looking at it visually. So, is there a nice picture on the top? Are you responding to reviews? Do you have product section built out? Are you building posts? When you search for for your area, car accident attorney near me, are you showing up? And a lot of those, a little tip on the business profile, when you see the ones that have the little call out with the little green check that says provides car accident attorney or something related to your search, those are actually keywords that either you or a provider is putting on the back end of the business profile that helps show up in those map results and ultimately rank you for local on the maps. So that's a really big one. We add keywords weekly, just different variations of long tail keywords on that as well. So really with the Google Business Profile, it's kind of a, are you finding yourself in the maps results? And then when you search your business name, or if you have access to it, which you should on the back end, look at all those visual elements. Are they happening?
Yeah. And if somebody has more of a national business versus a local business, is it still important to focus on the Google My Business, or is that less important if it's not
Yeah,
strictly a local business?
it is. I mean, I would say even if you're national, like disability attorneys, right? It's still important. Like within your state, you're still going to
Yeah.
get some business in that way.
Yeah. You don't
More
want to disregard
importantly,
it.
yeah, more importantly, when somebody searches your brand, it's your website, the site links under that, and then it's going to show your brand over there. They can
Yeah.
find your reviews. It's still legitimizing your brand with all of that being built out
Okay.
and having all those reviews that are hopefully positive.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Got it. Well, really fantastic, Wes. So many great tips and ideas and talk about what people need to do to really get prepared for 2026 with AI and their website and their marketing. Let's talk about Wes's big mistake. What's up?
Big mistake. I know I was thinking
Where do
on
you
this one.
start, right?
I probably, from a career standpoint, I probably took a little too long to get into SEO.
Okay.
I did some writing. I did some sports writing and journalism for a while, which was great. And the website was posting content online was part of it. But I think I was in this publisher movement of, well, we don't know if we want to give that away. So I was kind of not into it as soon as I could have been. It's once I transferred into automotive and SEO and content development that, I started learning how important that was. So I guess just in life in general, I could have at a younger age adopted SEO faster.
Yeah. Sometimes we regret waiting too long. Not to pick on the lawyers listening, but sometimes lawyers wait too long to start thinking about business development or to start executing on business development and growing their individual law practice. And I don't think the people who listen to this show are those people because they are that lawyer and they are the people listening to the show for a reason. They're not doing it because it's just good for their health. I think they're interested in growth. They're interested in learning as opposed to someone who's just going to sit at a desk and just bill hours and crank out, that and that's their day and their week and their year. So get to it. That's I think another good takeaway from today's episode is get to it. 2026 is in front of us. Let's make the most of it. Right. Fantastic. Let's take a moment, thank our wonderful sponsors. If you're interested in hearing me talk directly about business development, marketing, how to make the most of your career, check out Future Rainmakers. It's my other podcast, and I think you'll love it. Less of an interview format, more of a direct, here's what you need to do. Here's what's going to help you to be successful, to be that lawyer. Of course, Rankings.io, love those guys. And lastly, Law Her podcast. Check out Sonia with that. Wes, people want to get in touch with you. They realized, hey, my agency sucks or my agency is not doing the things that Wes just talked about. And boy, I sure could use a fresh set of eyes on it. What are the best digits and ways for them to reach you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can check out our website is Get Civil. So untraditional spelling, GET, it's CIVILLE.com.
Yeah.
My email is just wes@getcivil.com. I'd love to, there's a phone number on there, a lot of ways to reach out to us. So I'd love you to check it out and be happy to audit through anybody's site now and take a look.
What's been crazy for me this whole interview is, a doppelganger, like when people look like someone else. You have a voice doppelganger of one of my clients, Casey Gravenstein. He was on a Be That Lawyer Live a month ago or something, and your voices are like spot on. So if you ever want to hear your voice doppelganger, you can go to Be That Lawyer Live. The last one we did, Casey Gravenstein will be like, oh my God, he stole my voice. Anyway, just thought I'd mention that. Even the laugh. I mean, it's like, okay, it's crazy.
Hopefully that's a good thing. I mean,
It is
like
yeah. You guys are like natural, like Midwesterner, twangs or whatever we want to call it.
For sure.
Thanks, Wes, man. This was so wonderful. I'm so happy you came on the show. Jay McAllister, shout out to you for making the introduction. I think you knocked it out of the ballpark, my friend. Let's keep in touch because I think there's a lot of lawyers that are in the dark and law firms that are in the dark about this stuff. And I think, they're going to let 2025 and 26 go without making the kinds of changes you're talking about. Now they're now they're falling behind and they're not getting found and getting the business. So kudos to you for getting in early and doing this and being a great guest on the show.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for having me. I love talking about this stuff. So anytime, Steve.
Yeah, it's pretty clear you're passionate about it, and so you're giving away a little bit, but I think at the end of the day, people are going to need your help to fix this stuff. And hey, everybody, thank you for hanging out with Wes and I for the last 30. Again, I've got my usual page of notes and 4 or 5 things that directly relate to how to be. And I've got my own website, right? So I have to be cognizant of what I'm doing in my world to get my numbers up and make sure I'm prepared for the future. So I've got some angry calls to make after this, people that I'm dealing with. But anyway, thanks everybody. Take care, be safe, be well, and we will talk again soon.